1 Oak Hill Road in Jasper. U Fitness, where you fit in.
The sound of Walker County on 101.5 is WDXB HD3 Pelham, W286BM Jasper, an iHeartRadio station. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
It's 9 o'clock and we're going live. This is Live at 9 on WJLX with James Phillips, presented by Young Jewelers in historic downtown Jasper. Real talk, real stories, right now.
Good morning. It's a Friday morning here in Jasper, Alabama. James Phillips here on Live at 9 on WJLX. Got a special guest this morning is Miss Susie Odom. Susie, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, James.
Pull that mic close to you
Okay.
so you're talking right into it. There you go.
How about that?
Perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah, now I can hear you great. Susie, now when was your retirement date?
March 1st. I had to think a minute.
So you're just a month from retirement as the circuit clerk, and you'd been in that position since 2007? Correct?
January 2007, I took office.
And you'd been in the courthouse since 1990?
Yes.
Wow. So how's this last month been not being in the courthouse and being little Susie citizen for once?
I love it.
Yeah.
It has been so nice not having to worry about what I got to do every day.
Yeah,
Get up and
yeah.
enjoy my coffee.
Yeah. Well, I almost put, when I put that you were going to be on the show, I almost put, she's coming to tell everybody's secrets at the courthouse. You know, then everybody be freaking out.
It's so funny because I got some text that said, Susie, tell it all.
Did you really?
I did.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of things, even as just regular Susie citizen, you're not going to just put on the airwaves too. So
No, but I bet you some people are nervous right
yeah,
now.
there's people shaking, wondering. Tell everybody a little bit about your time as a circuit clerk, because when you were elected, it was just a different time, really. Even though it was only 20 years ago, it seems like things have changed so much in Walker County and in Jasper and at the courthouse for sure.
Oh, whenever I was elected, it was a great time because I had these great judges. You know, Judge Ferris took office the same time I did, and Judge Selman was there, and Jim Underwood was there, and it was a time when technology was really moving forward with the Administrative Office of Courts, and they had a new system. It was the warrant system where we processed the warrants through the computer system, which made it so much better, and everybody was on board, and we got Walker County, we got to design that. We got to help them. We were the pilot county, put everything in place that was needed and required that's used all over the state right now.
Wow, that's really
So
cool.
we started day one really hitting it hard, and the staff is amazing. The circuit clerk's office staff, those girls need to thank you every day.
Right.
And I do call them girls, and they say that's okay. We're not old ladies, and we are young girls.
Right.
But they are amazing, and the staff we had then is a little different than now. It's different people, but they went to work day one, getting everything in the computer system for electronic filing. It made it so streamlined, so much better to process.
Well, and you knew everybody day one because you had been working in that office as well. So
16 years.
they were probably happy to have a familiar face be the person that took over again.
Well, they had a lot of input, and they knew their jobs, and we all knew our strengths and weaknesses, and we were a great team.
Yeah. Now, I would imagine, you talked about technology and the way you guys changed things. When you first started at the courthouse, it was a lot like when I first started in newspapers. There was a lot more paper involved.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
you were probably filing everything, and it wasn't filing on a computer.
No, it was file folders, and we had typewriters, and we got a computer shortly after. One computer in the whole office.
Wow.
And that was like maybe 1991 or 92. Sylvester Ant said, "Come on, Susie, let's go buy a computer."
Right.
And it was.
And you guys probably didn't even know what to do with it then.
Well, I did. I'd worked for attorneys and different things, so I had actually come from the computer world down to back to paper and a typewriter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We had index books. We had to index everything in. We had to, like you said, file in all the file folders. Oh, it was a lot of paperwork.
What's the difference in the amount of work between then and now?
Oh, it's a complete difference.
Yeah.
It's so much better now. It's so much easier with the e-filing, and we're not losing papers. Filing's not behind. It's immediately available to the public. It's immediately available to the attorneys, to the judges. It is so quick now.
Yeah.
There's no waiting for us to go through papers on a desk to get it done. It is so fast.
Right. Now, what are some of the things that you're the most proud of during your time as circuit clerk?
Bringing everything up to date, getting everything where it needs to be, getting software, getting computer systems, getting everything in place for the staff.
Yeah. I think you would be better to answer this than just about anybody. Who are some of the unsung heroes at the courthouse that people don't realize?
Let me tell you what, I've always said it's a team. No person does it themselves. It is a team effort. It starts for who's sweeping the floors and keeping everything clean and even taking the garbage out for you so you can get your job done.
Right.
The maintenance, Shannon, he is amazing what he gets done and can do in a day. Danielle and Courtney, it starts with them and it builds up to everybody else doing the job and waiting on the people. The people sitting at those desks waiting on the public that come in. I mean, sometimes it can get pretty sketch. You know, some people come in, they're not always the nicest. But their ability to do the jobs and what they do every day. I mean, being the boss, I get to sit back and we make sure everybody's there. We make sure it's streamlined. They have what they need. But the people actually sitting there, processing the work, waiting on the public, they're your heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts, everybody plays a part in it. There's no certain person that's king and can do it all and gets it done. You can't do anything without the support.
Right, yeah. Now tell people, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who just don't realize, other than maybe the one or two times that they've had to visit circuit clerk's office, what are all the details that a circuit clerk handles?
It's a lot.
Yeah, I know there's a lot. Because I can't imagine thinking back when you were talking about like the paperwork and everything. Mm-hmm. With everything that you guys handle, I can't imagine taking and saying, okay, and now it's got to all be done paper-wise. Like, that's just, I don't see how you ever left the office.
Oh, we didn't.
I know, and sometimes you don't.
You know, and a lot of people don't understand. When I was running, the first thing they'd say was, what does a circuit clerk do even? What
Right.
do we do?
Yeah.
We maintain the court system. The records, it all starts with us. It ends with us. Cases are filed with us. They're processed through us. We maintain the record through the whole thing. We maintain them. We process the money. All the money in the court system is paid through us. We keep the records of that. We're audited. We're bookkeepers, basically.
Right.
Warrants. A lot of people don't know how we work with law enforcement and what we do in the warrant system. You know, you have to have a magistrate. There's warrants. An officer can make an arrest without a warrant, but he still, if he witnesses the crime, but he still has to come through the process. He has to go to the magistrate. He has to present his case, his probable cause. And the magistrate has to say if there's probable cause or not, and they can deny the warrant or grant the warrant.
Right.
And the staff in the circuit clerk's office is very skilled. They're trained as magistrates, and they hear this and they sign off on the warrant. And a lot of times the officer knows there's a crime. They come and they get the warrant and then go make the arrest. But it has to all go through the clerk's office.
Right.
It's a huge, huge responsibility that we don't take lightly. And if a person has a complaint against someone else, they have to make a report with the sheriff's office, but they have to come be interviewed in the circuit clerk's office by a magistrate, determine if there's probable cause for the warrant, and that person decides if a warrant is issued
Yeah.
for an arrest.
See, and that's something that I think a lot of people don't know. When you think, I've worked in the jobs that I've worked, so I know just because I've been around it. But when you think about warrants and things like that, you just automatically think, oh, they go to the district attorney to get a warrant.
Nope.
You know.
District attorney cannot issue a warrant.
Right.
They can only present before a grand jury, and a grand jury decides. The DA, Bill Adair, and he's probably happy about that.
Yeah.
He presents to a grand jury. The grand jury decides probable cause. He can, and there's times we've called and asked for their advice in
Right.
situations.
Right.
But the ultimate decision is the magistrate on a warrant.
Right.
Or the grand jury, which still the clerk has to sign off on the grand jury
It
indictments.
still has to go through that office.
Still
and all
comes
that.
through our office.
Now, is there an interim person right now? Who got named interim?
The circuit clerk?
Yeah.
Richard Fikes.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now.
Yes.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Yes.
When is the office up for election again?
In 5 years.
Oh, okay. So he's got a long term.
He does.
Yeah. Now, what were your thoughts just on the election process of going through campaigns, and we're in the middle of campaign season right now. and you were always, if I'm not mistaken, you were always reelected fairly easily. What did that mean to you that the county trusted you that much in this sort of position?
It made me love them more, and I fight for them. I fought for them every day. I pray a lot, but I would go in knowing it's not about me. It's about the people in Walker County. The job's never been about me.
Right.
And if you go into a position thinking it's all about you, or you're a celebrity, or you're somebody special, you're not.
Yeah.
The people
you get knocked down really quickly.
really fast. It's about the people in Walker County. They've entrusted me, and they believed in me, and they let me have this position. So every day I would go in, and I have books. I used to tell everybody, here's my books. It's the Bible and the Code of Alabama.
Right.
And this is how we do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I every day just thank people. And that's how I usually begin. Thank you for letting me have this job and doing this for you.
Yeah.
It's about Walker County and doing what's right for them.
Now, are you happy you won't be going through another campaign though?
Yes. It can be a bit stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the job is stressful enough. And then when you add on every 6 years, you gotta reapply basically.
And that's what it is. It's people applying for a job.
Yeah.
Like we talked about before.
Yeah.
Candidates running, they're actually like anybody else in a job. You want this job, so you go and you talk to the people who hire, and you explain to them how you're qualified for the job and what makes you best for the job. And the people hiring have to look at the people applying for the job.
Right. Yeah.
And like I said, they never hire based on their heart. They hire on their brain. Who's qualified? Who can do this job? What do they bring to the table that will represent my business, my company, and we can go forward?
Right.
And that's why the citizens of Walker County have to look at this. We're hiring this person.
Oh,
what
yeah.
are their qualifications? How can they do the job? So I thought about that a lot. So I kept everything updated, and I did that job every day to make sure I was qualified and doing the best to keep that job for the people of Walker County.
Well, see, and I think I like the way you look at it there, and with the people being the boss, but also the boss has to take this stuff serious too. The people need to know all the information they can. Mm-hmm. They need to be able to make an informed decision, and they need to get out there and actually make the decision, because the turnout's been so low lately on different elections.
I know, and it's so disappointing. Come out. I've never missed a time to vote.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I want to have my say and let everybody know.
I mean, that's what makes our country special, is
Yes.
that we can go out and vote, and it's up to us to pick our leaders.
Hire this person. This person's asking you. You get to decide if this person has this job or not.
Right.
Make your voice heard, and one vote does count.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in elections in a county, because we have come down to provisional ballots before.
Yeah.
That one vote made the difference in deciding an election. One vote. Be that vote. Go out and vote.
Now, and you, as far as the circuit clerk, you guys work in the election process too.
Yes, the circuit clerk is one of the election managers in the county. There's three.
Right.
Probate judge is over it. Circuit clerk is the absentee election manager, and the sheriff. And the sheriff's responsibilities are the three of us appoint poll workers.
Right.
And they do the security and get machines out, different things.
And they get them back and forth.
Yes. The circuit clerk starts absentee voting 55 days before the election. So the election's actually, people have already been voting.
Yeah, it's going on now.
Yes. So, and that is huge. And so Richard's doing that now. And you can go vote absentee if you need to now. If you have a reason you're going to be gone, go do it. He's set up. He's ready for you to come vote.
Right, yeah.
And, of course, Lee Tucker, the probate judge, he is over the whole thing to make sure it's all run smoothly, and he gets the elections built. He makes sure everything's in line. The poll workers have what they need.
Lee does such a good job.
Oh, he's really good.
He's a good East Walker County boy.
Yeah, he's really good. He really is.
Have you ever seen anything crazy on election? What's the craziest thing on election night since we're in election season?
Well, power has gone off before on election day. Now that was something.
Yeah.
That was something. So, I'm trying now. I wasn't prepared for that one.
That was a different one. Well, and there's another thing that me and like Ed Howell and the people that would be there covering we'd almost have a wager on the side who's going to be the last box.
I know.
Because there's always somebody that's an hour after everybody else.
Okay, I've got a story then for you. One inspector we kept waiting and waiting. You're probably there remembering. They actually had the ballots and had all the information, everything in the trunk of their car. They went to eat.
I remember that. Yes.
First, and then we're like, where are they?
Everybody's waiting on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's office had to go out and find them and bring them back in.
That's hilarious.
Yes, I think that was the last time they were inspector.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe Lee lets everybody know this year. Hey, bring the votes before you go get dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you didn't think you had to go over that, but we
Right.
made sure. I think that was back with Rick Allison.
Oh man, that's
Did
funny.
his time.
Yeah. Now I'm sure back in the day before any of our times, there were a lot of crazy. That's when you hear about duels and different things that went on in the county. We had the town that I was in Mississippi. They have an old story of two guys getting shot out on the courthouse lawn after an election. And it's just there's always something crazy that went on back in the day.
Well, it gets so emotional. It gets so heated.
Yeah.
And you have the candidates there. And, and I've told people when they've come to me and they say, well, I'm going to run for office. And I says, okay, but you prepare your family.
Right.
You prepare everything. It's not just you. When you run for office, it's everybody in your family. It's your circle of people.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, the emotions get really high and it's tense. And sometimes it's a little worse than it ought to be. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, we're all applying for a job. Not everybody gets the job. We all know that. We've all applied for jobs.
Right.
We didn't get some jobs we got, some jobs we didn't.
Right.
Yeah, okay, let me tell you about like Trent McCluskey. He ran against me in 2006.
Yeah.
We had this campaign, and you know what? 2007, we became friends. I mean, it didn't have to be I'm going to hate you for life, or I don't like you, or you did this, or you did that. No.
Right.
We understood. We're adults. We both applied for a job.
Yeah.
And we have worked together since. He was still the jailer, worked in the jail, built on that relationship, and went forward. It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Yeah. Little known fact, Trent has driven me to the hospital at least twice now when I was having serious health issues. So I do appreciate Trent for getting from Jasper to Birmingham pretty safely for me a few times.
There you go. And he did come get my mother from the hospital one time and get her to the nursing home. He arranged that for me to help so we wouldn't have to wait.
Yeah. Now, let's see, there was something that went through my mind and I just left it. I was going to go to a break, but I wanted one more question before I went to the break. It was, what was I thinking? It had to do with well, we're going to take a break now because I've had a mental lapse. And when we come back, hopefully I'll have that question after listening to these commercials from our sponsors. So I'm going to take a break here on Live at 9 with James Phillips. We'll be right back on WJLX.
Young Jewelers. That name has been a part of Jasper for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, for 3 generations and over 70 years, Young Jewelers has been located in downtown Jasper, striving to earn your loyalty with quality and customer service. Young Jewelers has set the standard in diamonds, jewelry, and gifts. You can afford to have a diamond from Young Jewelers. Our friendly staff can assure you of that. And you're always greeted with a smile and a genuine concern for your needs. Whether it's custom design work or diamonds from one of the name brand vendors, a consultation at Young Jewelers will have you feeling confident you've made the right choice. Young Jewelers, located across from City Hall on 19th Street and online at youngjewelers.com.
Start your story at Bevel State Community College. Whether you need seamless academic transfer classes, high-wage, high-demand career technical or health science programs, rapid training opportunities that get you into the workforce quickly, dual enrollment or adult education courses, Bevel State is your community college for a quality education. Visit bscc.edu to learn about our convenient and affordable options to make your future visible. Your story starts at Bevel State.
Carl Carl Cannon, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Corridor X in Jasper. We're more than just a new car dealer. We're a certified pre-owned dealer too. As a used car dealer in Jasper, we have access to a wide variety of used cars from across the area. As a new Buick, Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC dealer, we have the latest models that GM provides from 4 amazing brands. Let us show you around our dealership. With so many options, we're sure you'll find what you're looking for. Browse our inventory online at carlcannon.com. When other dealers can't, Cannon can. Carl Cannon, Corridor X at Industrial Boulevard in Jasper.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Martin Roberts, owner of Jasper Veterinary Clinic. 3 years ago when I set out to open my own clinic, Pinnacle was my bank of choice to help that dream become a reality. Recently, when we needed to expand and had the opportunity to acquire property adjoining to ours, I made one call to Wayne and he set those wheels in motion. If you have banking needs, give Pinnacle a call.
Hello everyone, I'm Drake McKenzie from All South Land and Timber. We have been banking with Pinnacle Bank for over 25 years. The customer service at Pinnacle Bank is first class. We highly recommend banking with Pinnacle Bank for all of your financial needs.
I'm Robin Reed Allen, Chairman of the Board of Pinnacle Bank. Come see our team and make Pinnacle Bank your bank too.
Pinnacle Bank, member FDIC.
If you're craving great food in a place that feels just right, it's time to head to Jake's on 4th in downtown Jasper. From stacked made-to-order burgers to hearty favorites fresh off the grill, every dish at Jake's is cooked with care and full of flavor. It's comfortable, relaxed, and always welcoming. Whether you're meeting friends, enjoying a casual dinner, or just want a laid-back spot with great atmosphere, Jake's on 4th delivers every time. Located at 1810 4th Avenue South of downtown Jasper, Jake's is open Wednesday through Saturday with lunch from 11 to 3:30 and dinner 5 to close. Jake's has great food, an easygoing vibe, and it's a place you'll want to come back to. Jake's on 4th, fine dining done the Walker County way.
Hey, this is Nick Norris from The Game Managers. Every Friday afternoon at 6 on WJLX, Patrick Hanna and I break down the news of the week in sports. From local high school games to the biggest moments in college and the pros. No hot takes for clicks, just sports news, real analysis, and the conversations you actually want to hear. If you like sports as much as us, then make The Game Managers part of your Friday nights. We'll see you there.
The sound of Walker County on 101.5 is WDXB HD3 Pelham, W286BM Jasper, an iHeart radio station. Listen on the free iHeart radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
You're listening to Live at 9 with James Phillips, presented by Young Jewelers on WJLX.
And we're back on Live at Night with James Phillips here on WJLX. Our guest this morning is Susie Odom. She's the newly retired circuit clerk of Walker County, and I'm so glad that she came in. I want to thank our sponsors, Jake's on 4th and Young Jewelers. They're our title sponsors that bring Live at 9 to you each day. Go check them out. Jake's is open today for lunch and dinner, and Young Jewelers, they're open every day to help you out with your jewelry needs, so go check them out. And Susie, we were talking a little bit about elections before you left, and I know you're still active in that sort of thing. You're on the Republican committee, is that the local one?
Board, yes.
And what does that,
Committee.
what does it do as far as, is that the committee that puts the stamp on people and says, yes, you can run for office? Is that what you guys do mostly, or?
Well, that's a part of it. We meet, we make decisions, we have meetings, and we plan rallies. But, yes, whenever someone comes to us, they want to run as a Republican, they usually come and speak to us and ask to be on the ballot. And as you know, in the primary this time, all our local candidates are on the Republican ballot.
Right.
All of them have been approved and accepted as Republicans. Some before have been screened years ago for 2 years ago an election, approved as a Republican and signed off. There's not a candidate on that ballot, on the Republican primary ballot, that was not approved and accepted into the party.
Right.
After extensive interviews and discussions and talking. And I believe there was one, we didn't so much have a screening as before, but it's also up to the people of Walker County to make decisions. But everyone on that ballot's been accepted to be on that ballot as a Republican.
Right, yeah. And one thing that you've been interested in politics your whole time.
Oh, yes.
That's just been something that you've been fascinated with, I think.
Always. I worked on other campaigns before I ran. ever since I've been in the clerk's office, I guess since 1990, and got involved and saw how things were run and how everybody did everything. It was always fascinating to me.
Yeah, yeah. Now the one thing we had talked about earlier, you talked about some of the people who've worked at the courthouse, the unsung heroes and things like that. And it's very emotional to be at the courthouse. And there's a lot of things that you guys deal with that people might not would expect, but there's a lot of sad things that you guys deal with. What are some of those things that have been tough on your soul as much as anybody else?
There's a lot of sadness. People don't realize it. Well, let's talk. There's juvenile court. Juvenile court's always sad.
Oh yeah.
Child custody cases are always sad. A lot of divorces are very sad. Murder cases. We have to handle the appeals, and the exhibits are turned into the circuit clerk's office. And part of the appeal process is copying the records and preparing that appeal record to the appellate courts. We see the pictures. We have the pictures. In my memory, all these sad deaths, all these things that have happened, they're
right.
They don't leave you.
Yeah, once you
them.
see something like that, it doesn't leave.
I will drive by a place in Walker County, and that memory will come back in. This is the picture. This is what happened. And this is the body. Dealing with that and putting that together is hard.
Yeah.
Families crying in a lawsuit. Some are so heartbreaking. There's someone who doesn't win, and there's someone who wins. It's never good. In a murder case, there are two families still. There's two mamas that hurt.
Oh yeah, there's two families that are losing loved ones, no
Yes.
matter which way it is that they're losing them.
Yes, and we sit there and we see the sadness, and it works on you. It does. It's hard, and there's times you go home and you cry all the way home.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't imagine, because you guys have to see that sort of thing on a daily basis. Like I still have memories of trials or different things that I've worked on before where you see bad things, or that I've gone to the scene of a fire or a scene of a murder where you see things and smell things and all. It's just it's really tough to see that every day.
I've explained to people who come to work in the office or in the courthouse, they're not happy when they come to our office. They're there because they have a problem.
Right. Nobody comes to the courthouse just for the fun of it.
No.
Not, or at least not many people do.
No.
And if they do, those are probably the crazy ones you're having to call somebody
Yeah,
for.
that's true. And there's some people celebrating a divorce occasionally.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But usually it's an issue. They're sad. They're upset. And a lot of the problem is people don't understand the process. They walk in and they'll want us. And sometimes we can pretty much, we know what they need to do.
Right.
But there's a fine line. It's called legal advice.
Right.
And they don't understand, and they'll say, I'm not asking for legal advice. I just want you to tell me what to do.
Right.
I said, well, that would be legal advice.
Yeah.
So my legal advice is get a good attorney or call this number. And, that we have information for them to get, legal services, someone to help them. We're just processors. And I explain it sometimes like a librarian. We maintain the books, we have the books, but we don't pull that book out and read it to you over the phone.
Right, yeah.
We don't write that book. We take what's written and put it together. We have that for you to check out and look at. We have a public access computer that people can come anytime and check out what's public record. But I can't write the book. I can't read the book to you. I cannot explain the book to you.
Right, yeah.
I just can hand you the book.
Right. Well, that I bet you do have a lot of people asking for legal advice that don't even realize that they are, because
every day
we would have people call the newspaper and even call the radio station sometimes now and say, such and such did this to me, and I want everybody to know about it, and what can I do to get that out there? And yes. My answer to them always was, you need to call an attorney before you call the media. That's what you need to do.
And I get real upset. This is so crazy, and I have deleted a lot of things I've tried to almost put on Facebook.
Right.
When they say, you can do it yourself, you don't need a lawyer. You can do it yourself, you don't need a lawyer. I don't know if you need dental work. Do you let your neighbor do it?
Right.
I mean, if you need an operation, do you let your neighbor do it?
Right.
No, they go to school. They're qualified. They know what they're doing. And it's a funny thing. They think, okay, you might squeeze by and get your divorce done yourself,
Right.
just copying somebody's or doing something. And attorneys are sitting back because you didn't. I promise you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to come back to court soon, and that lawyer's going to charge you more.
Right. You're going to
than
get
what-
charged twice what you were going to get charged.
Just pay up front, get it done right.
Right.
Get
Yeah.
it done. Quit trying to skip out. I mean, because it's not going to work out well. Sometimes simple things that you do, it has happened. But a lot of times, talk to that person who's educated, that's gone to school, that knows what they're doing, and can take care of you. In the long run, you've done it better.
Oh yeah, definitely so. Now, what's the future hold for the former circuit clerk? I know you have a lot of different interests, you know, and you and your husband like to travel and hang out with each other a lot and go places. So what are you going to be doing in your downtime?
Well, there's a lot of car shows with Daryl.
Right.
But I have 3 grandsons. I'm going out to Texas. My oldest grandson, Gabe, is graduating.
Oh, cool.
Jack and Connor, they're in school. They're 10 and 8. I'm going to spend time with them. And my daughter's a teacher, so she's off in the summer, so she's planning my summer.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm going to get to see my kids more, my grandkids, and spend some time with my mom.
Any like hobbies or anything like that you enjoy?
It's so funny. I got to figure that out.
So you got to find, because that's the thing I think with most people who retire, you realize, oh man, like I did really like my job and I like being able to go to something all the time or have something to do. Sometimes it gets a little boring at home.
Well, I always cut grass and work in the yard, and I love doing that, so I do that all the time. I did that when I was working. I do that now more, and I can get it a little better.
Yeah.
But Daryl, you know, he builds the cars and works
Yeah.
on those, and we go to a lot of car shows, and he's got this Corvette he's about to finish up, and there'll be a lot of traveling showing that car, so that keeps me busy.
Daryl's
working
always
him.
got some really cool looking cars.
Oh, wait till you see this Corvette he's about to finish.
Oh, what model is it? Or what year?
59.
Oh wow, that's gonna look
It's-
cool.
Oh yeah, it's a 3-year project.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
finishing up.
Man, and he's probably having to get used to you being home more. y'all are used to being away from each other a lot.
I know,
so-
he's still working.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he calls me, okay, what are you doing? And he's keeping an eye on me.
Right. Now, anything? What can you tell us about? You think will be changes coming soon to the circuit clerk office that y'all have been working on? I know there's got to be several more things coming up.
Well, yeah, technology is always changing. There's a new software system they're putting in. They're always updating. You know, we have new office furniture and everything. And I got to thank the county. The county commission's been really good to help us new floors and painting, administrative office of courts with the budget, help us get new workstations. So Richard actually came into a really nice looking office,
yeah.
you know, for the courthouse.
Yeah.
So there's just technology's always moving forward. They're always putting in something new.
Yeah. It seems like it's almost hard to put new technology in that old building sometimes too, though. Like that.
1932, yes, it
Yeah.
wasn't designed for it at all.
Yeah, and for ADA compliance and all that kind of stuff, there's not, that's
No.
a tough building to just change around.
It
sometimes.
really is.
Yeah.
Lipstick on a pig.
Right. But it is such a pretty courthouse, and the courthouse square is such a pretty thing that a lot of places don't have.
Oh, no. And a lot of people have different opinions about that. I think we should have the courthouse, keep the courthouse, a museum, have
Exactly.
let Boy Scouts meet there, have meetings there, and fix it nice, and build a judicial building.
Yes, I think
or
that
a
would be-
government plaza like they have in Mobile.
Yeah,
Which is so
yeah.
nice, except I won't have that view over the bay.
Right.
But a building to accommodate with parking. The parking situation down there is just terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
But it would be nice to have another facility for, maybe call it government plaza, put everything in, but always keep that courthouse. That's
Yeah.
history. That's Walker County history. That's the square.
Oh yeah, definitely so. Now, what do you think? Just in the first month, what do you miss the most about not being at the courthouse
All
every
the
day?
people, the staff in the clerk's office, amazing people, and getting to help people. I came there the other day. I was visiting. I had to run in and bring something, and there were people in the hall, and I'm always stopping and asking, "Can I help you? If they look lost, do you need some help?" I was on the phone with Daryl, and I said, "Hang on, Daryl," and I asked this lady. Daryl said, "You know, you don't work there anymore." I said, "But I can still help people."
Right.
I miss.
You
being
help
able to
people whether you
them.
were the circuit clerk or not. You
Yeah.
still want to help people.
That's right. That's what I've always done. Make sure everybody's where they need to be. or
Well, and
where
I'm
they need to go.
I'm sure the staff is a big thing, but also just people in public who frequent the courthouse a lot that you've become friends with. That's got to be tough too.
It
not seeing
is.
them.
It is. In the paper world, now that was a trade-off.
Right.
In the paper world, attorneys would have to come in. They had runners and staff, and they'd have to come bring the papers and file it. And that was always amazing. We knew everyone, and we had that closeness.
Right.
And now it's electronically filed, so we don't get to see them as much.
Right.
But you do build that working relationship, and you do miss them. I miss them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anything else that you want to let us know about before we close today?
Well,
I'm trying to get those secrets out of you that you get.
like I said. I had to
People are at
text
home
everybody.
they're all tensed up. Like, what is
Yeah.
she going to say? So,
Yeah, maybe I'll write a book. My daughter did write a book.
I think a book would be a neat idea, because you've probably seen a lot of things. You may need to change names here and there.
Oh, we didn't talk about jurors.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jury, organizing the jury was always fun, and hearing the excuses to not be on jury duty.
Now, I have to admit, I have called you a few times and said, hey, can I get off of the jury? But they're not going to keep me. They're going to say, he knows everybody. He's the most liberal guy in town. We're not keeping him.
I tell everybody, serve on jury, especially grand jury. Do it, do your part. And the karma thing I always tell everybody is, at any time that can be used at those tables needing a good jury.
Yeah.
Who do you want to serve on that jury?
Yeah.
It's an honor, it's a privilege. Other countries don't have it. You'll not regret doing it.
Right. I think it's a great thing to go through that process. And like one of my favorite things to do throughout my career has been to cover trials and things like that. And so to be on a jury would be easy for me. I'd love to sit there. It's like watching a true crime show at home,
But the excuses that people come up with are so much fun.
What's some of the best excuses you've had?
Well, I've got to babysit my neighbor's children, or I'm the only person my aunt has in the nursing home, and my aunt I take care of her. So where's she at? She's in the nursing home. I'm her sponsor. I said, well, I've got 2 aunts in the nursing home, and I'm their sponsor.
Right.
I said, and I'm at work.
And you're working
we
full
can
time.
do this.
Yeah.
But they want to have all these reasons. They think really hard, and it's really kind of.
You ever had my cat or my dog is sick? I just can't come.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. This happened in another county, and Judge Barentine can tell you someone brought a monkey with them.
Oh, my gracious.
You'll have her on. She can tell that story.
I do need to ask her about that.
Yeah, and people, they bring their children, which is wrong. And sometimes I get that you have a problem.
Right.
And you might not can find a babysitter. But I do personally know some of the people who brought their children that I do know they had a babysitter.
Right.
But, they played that.
They kind of use that as the excuse a little bit. Yeah. Now, you mentioned Judge Barentine, and that's one thing I was going to bring up to you, because when you first got elected, you were the only female leader at the courthouse, really.
Yes, for a while, yes, I was.
And
I was so glad when she was elected.
I was going to say, now you've got Judge Barentine
Jones.
and Judge Jones that are both there. So,
and they're amazing.
What was it like being the circuit clerk with all those guys and the big egos in the courthouse for that long, and you were the only female?
I was taking care of a lot of men, wasn't I?
You were, yes.
And, in the DA, all men, 5 judges at that time, and 1 DA, all men, probate judge, 1 man.
Yep.
And I was the lone woman.
County commission, all men.
All men.
Yeah.
All men. But, it was good. They were always great and respectful. But there were times when I was not thought of or excluded. Not the men's club. The breakfast at the tables, all men.
Right.
I used to joke. I said, one day I'm going to bust into that meeting and just start serving coffee.
Right.
Is this my place?
See if they'll give you a tip, too, while you do it.
There you go.
Well, everybody, we've been talking to Susie Odom today. She is the recently retired circuit clerk here in Walker County. And I wanted to say thank you for the job that you did for that long in the courthouse from 1990, and you were elected in 2006, started serving in 2007, and have just done a great job. No, we don't have to worry about, is there going to be any crazy things happen with Susie? She was always right there, where she needed to be, doing the right thing. So I think people should definitely be appreciative. Most people, I think, just don't really even know what the circuit clerk does. So I'm glad you came in and was able to tell some of that too.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Walker County.
That's right. And thank you, everybody, for listening. We've had a great week this week. I've already got all week next week booked up, and we'll put that schedule out over the weekend so you can see who's going to be on the show next week. Appreciate you guys listening. Until Monday when we're back, be kind and love. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday on Live at 9 with James Phillips on WJLX.